all about getting out and learning what the outdoors is. So, got a few people sort of talking about on the channel about competition shooting and how do you get into shooting competitions. The way I was taught to shoot, sort of grow up in competitions, and the way I try and teach my youngsters that I do and my people that I come out is registered shoots are great. CPSA registered shoots are fantastic. But shooting competition is a bit like climbing a ladder. Going to shoot the British Open or the English Open or something like that in the first year just because you feel like doing it is not really the way you want to go. So going to shoot the British Open, unless you've shot 5-10 years and a lot, to me is a bit of a waste of money. The things to go and shoot is pick your shoots to go and shoot. So we set up here an easy course, a schools challenge course. And I always say to people, until you can shoot 45 consistently out of that course, there is no point going on to bigger and better things. Because when you go around and shoot 100 bird sporting or a British Open, you look at all these top shots. I'm going to take Chris Childerhouse. He always shoots all of the golden nuggets, and the golden nuggets are your easy ones that you go and shoot. So incomers, fairly easy crossers, you will never see somebody like Chris Childerhouse go and miss one of those. Everyone goes on and thinks, I go to one of these registered shoots and I want to go somewhere where it's got ridiculously hard targets 50, 60 yards away. That's great, but you've still got to remember all those courses, if you can't hit the golden nuggets, you won't be able to hit them. If you can hit those golden nuggets, that's how you build your score. When you come onto that stand, you need to prepare yourself. So I teach people kill point, hold point, pick up point. 9 times out of 10 people that shoot at the moment, they don't think about preparing themselves for each of those targets. You're there to shoot one target. You don't go out to 100 sporting and shoot 100. You go out to shoot each individual target, and that's how you build the score up. Take Bethany Norton, for example, that won the car. She only started shooting last February. But okay, she put a lot of effort in. She won that car in a year. She's now starting to shoot 80s on a registered sporting. But look at the work she's put in. And she will have a lesson once a month just to gradually increase. She has a bad time every now and again. She goes back to basics, she gets that basic sorted out. If you haven't got a basic structure to work on, how do you get that end result? You need to get your focus right, because on your last pair, some people kind of, it's been an easy stand. Some people kind of let all their routine go out the window. So I kind of just have a rest, get my focus back, then mount my gun up. Pull. So that's really how you need to approach a stand when you go on there. And if you think about practice, when you go onto a competition, practice and competition should be the same. The way you approach it, the way you approach the bird, not just walk into that stand and think, oh, that's a 2 stand, I'm going to put lead in the air, boff, boff. Because that's when you'll come off with 1 or 2 or 4 or 5. So you need to think to yourself, and that's the sort of thing you need to be thinking all the way around a competition. Whether it's an easy competition, an easier competition is the hardest competition to win. Because an easy golden nugget target, if they're all golden nugget targets, everyone has to focus more. A harder competition is actually easier for the top shots to beat the average shots because obviously they're harder targets and they know they can hit all the golden nuggets. So sometimes when it's an easy course, sometimes that is a bit better to actually beat the top shots because it's getting their focus. And that is all about how much focus that person has got. So that's the difference between a discipline. On a discipline, if you're not focused, if you don't walk on skink and shoot 25 straight or DTL, you ain't going to win it. If you walk on sporting and you miss a few, generally if you get your focus back, you can put it back together again. looking. My vision is only there. I don't look round here, I don't look round here, because it keeps my focus there. Pull. The biggest thing about preparing yourself to go to a competition is get your instructor or your coach to prepare yourself properly. You're not just walking in to break a clay, or you're not just walking in to put lead in the air. You're walking in to break one individual target. So that's my first tips on sort of how do I prepare myself for a competition. Any information, anything you want to take, please comment below or please give me a call. Might be able to try and help. Thank you. Please share to your friends and have a look at what other films we've done. And it's all there to try and encourage you to get into shooting this great sport.